Now this cup of tea costs $4.80. Can't believe it.
You said you didn't want.
Hello. Okay, hi. You're watching Greg's Beat Eats, and we're in the green zone of Chinatown Complex to talk about fragrant sauce chicken and noodles. In this stall, you can get some very well done Cantonese dishes, and some of them are pretty hard to find these days. And it's all made by a man who spent 20 years working as a roasted meats chef in Hong Kong. Randy Say, born in Hong Kong and migrated to Singapore in 1996, and he opened up a Hong Kong roast meat stall in a coffee shop along Waterloo Street. His roasted meats became very popular with the crowd, and in 2012 he moved to Queen Street for a year and then shifted again to Chinatown Complex in 2013. Due to an overwhelming number of stalls selling Cantonese roast meats and soy sauce chicken, Randy started tweaking his menu to offer more offbeat Cantonese style dishes. And some of them are quite old school and hard to find. So come, let's have a taste.
去上面，
去上面。Okay, we just came back from the stall. Just to give it some context, it's a Friday morning. It's about now 10:15 or so. There were only about 2 or 3 people in front of me. So I ordered one of their more unusual offerings, which is their pig's trotter stewed with nam yu, fermented bean curd. And it's with noodles and with some veg, and so yeah. It's a very nostalgic dish. It is quite hard to find these days. And you notice that a lot of Randy's older customers will actually order the dish because they know it from last time. So this is what it looks like. God. So it's made with nam yu, red fermented bean curd. The reason why it's red is not because of colouring, it's because they use red yeast rice. The fat, the skin and the meat on the pig's trotters are meltingly soft. Maybe not super soft, but they're soft. But they still retain their bite. The strong flavour of the nam yu basically penetrates right through the meat, and it adds a wonderfully complex savoury bean curd flavour to the dish. The great thing about nam yu is that if you don't like offensive pork smells, right, it actually masks all of that. So how do you describe nam yu? It is kind of like blue cheese in a way. So if you've never encountered it before, right, it might take some getting used to for some people at least. A bit of the braising gravy is used to dress the noodles, so it has that characteristic savoury nam yu flavour, and there is a pork fat collagen stickiness to every bite. I'm trying the noodles now. The gravy flavours noodles wonderfully, absolutely wonderful. The noodles have got a lot of bite, as with a lot of Hong Kong style noodles. The alkaline smell is quite prominent. But that's a style. Most people won't mind it, but some people have an aversion to it. I don't mind it, it's fine. So the dish is $4, and you get a sizable portion of noodles, some green veg, and there are like 2 sizable chunks of pork trotters, basically. Okay, I finished this, but I still have space to eat one more item. So I'll be back in a bit. Okay, I've come back to eat my part 2. Okay. And I've ordered some Nao Lan Mian, braised beef brisket. Okay, it is not one of the more unusual dishes here, but the reason why I'm ordering this dish is because it is incredibly well done. But let me try a piece and I'll show you. You see the soy braising is incredibly deep. And it is amazingly intense, oh my god. Super soft meat. Now the flavour of this dish is really out of this world. It comes slightly sweet, but sometimes it does go a little bit overboard the sweetness. Slightly lah. It's got a lot of beef, fat-rich, soya-heavy sauce, and it's really power-packed to the core lah. It's amazing how they've been able to produce such a full, intense flavour without going overboard in the salt department. And there is a nice subtle spice flavor in the gravy, as evidenced by the spices he uses. See over here, spices here, spices here. This is the tendon, and it really feels very, very soft lah. This is $4 again, and again you get like maybe 3 sizable pieces and 1 piece of tendon, veg and noodles lah. And the noodle portion is quite sizable as well. The soup here, the soup isn't the highlight, but okay. The soup is what I call okay lah, fairly average. Salt and water plus a bit of flavouring, you know, but at least it's better than the normal. I just bit through the fat. The fat is like melt in your mouth. It's absolutely wonderful. Okay, done. So aside from his pork trotters and beef dao lam, right, he has a range of chicken dishes which are very, very captivating. So I'll come back another day to try them. So see you maybe in about a few days time. Bye-bye. Okay, hi, we're back at Chinatown Complex again to try more stuff at Fragrant Sauce Chicken and Noodle. Today we're going to try possibly what is one of their better dishes lah. I think it is the main highlight here, which is kampung chicken. So it's basically chicken rice. It's not Hainanese chicken rice, but it's chicken rice using kampung chicken, which means that they're not a battery farm, they're free to roam and so on and so forth lah. So let's try the chicken first and then I'll talk about it. So the uncle basically asked me whether I wanted the white meat or the bony bits. I prefer the bony bits, obviously, this is tastier. So yes. Amazing. Simply amazing. It's obviously kampung chicken, so there's a very distinct chickeny taste. You know, as I said, the chicken is free range, the skin is yellow in color. The texture of the meat is not as soft as battery chickens, so it is a bit hardier. But what you get in return is basically a more distinct, more robust chicken taste lah. And it's actually helped along by this very, very light savoury sauce lah. I don't know how to explain it. It's got a bit of oil notes, it's rather watery. It's not sesame oil, that's for sure, but it's some sort of oil. You know, and it's almost like a subtle but effective chicken stock of sorts lah. Yeah, and it's up just a bit with a bit of minced ginger and spring onion. Very plain, very, very simple, and it's good because it very nicely enhances the taste of the kampung chicken itself. Wonderful. Now the rice. The rice has got a bit of that chicken stock flavour, very slightly. It's got a bit of oil richness, but not too much. And it's got a lot of ginger notes inside, maybe a bit of lemongrass, I'm not sure. If you examine the rice, you can probably see some very, very fine chopped ginger bits inside. But the texture of the rice can be an issue for some. I mean, it still has bite, but it is on the softer side as compared to a lot of Hainanese chicken rice places. So that may be an issue. You know, oh, by the way, the price of the chicken, I basically ordered chicken and rice. I ordered a quarter of a chicken, plus one rice, give you some soup, some chili sauce, and it's basically $9.70, which I think is fair considering that it's kampung chicken. What he does is that he actually doesn't poach the chicken all at the same time. He poaches it one by one. So he poaches one, he chops it up, sells it, and then he'll do another chicken. The reason why he does it one by one is so that the chicken is always fresh lah when you do eat it. The chili sauce and ginger. It's very basic, which is good. It's basically just minced chili, minced ginger, plus a little bit of vinegar and a little bit of salt. But it should go very well lah. So I'm going to take a bit of the chicken, a bit of the sauce, a bit of the chili, and the rice. Absolutely amazing chicken goodness. It's almost like a very chickeny Hainanese chicken rice. And the flavors they tend to emphasize on is that big chicken taste, a bit of that chicken oil and the ginger notes. The chili on the side is just enough to lift the spiciness a bit, and to make it very, very slightly tangy, just to freshen up the flavor a bit, if you so want to. But frankly, the chicken and the rice on its own, right, is pretty amazing, you know. The flavor actually is on the lighter side, especially if you're the sort of person who actually likes chicken rice and you put a lot of black sauce on top to sort of like give it that big savory black sauce flavor. This is not that at all. You won't get a big savory flavor here. It's a very subtle savoriness, and the focus is really the pure taste of chicken. And then you have all these little supporting flavors just to emphasize that pure taste. It's something that only some people will appreciate, and I'm one of them, obviously. Because in my mind, the big issue I have with chicken rice is that it's evolved to the point where you taste the chicken oil sometimes, and then you taste all the sauces, but you don't actually taste the chicken itself. And I think that's what's missing in a lot of the chicken rice today. Personal opinion. Okay, I have a piece of chicken here with a lot of chicken skin. Chicken skin, lovely, gelatinous, soft, with a nice chicken fat flavor. Wonderful. Okay, done. So that was a very short look at fragrant sauce, chicken and noodles, kampung chicken rice. For me personally, this is the dish I come here to eat all the time. Because firstly, you don't get a lot of kampung chicken. And when you do get it, right, as in a chicken rice form, it's not very well done. You know, it's normally poached very, very badly, and you can't really taste any chicken taste. And so the fact that you can actually get it, number one, and the fact that it is well done as well, is like, you know, pretty amazing. Randy also does one other dish with kampung chicken, which is very interesting, which is the ginger vinegar kampung chicken and rice. You can have it with rice, you can have it with noodles or whatever. But I'll come back in a few days' time to talk about it. So, see you in a bit. Okay, alright. Okay, here my day 3 at Fragrant Sauce Chicken and Noodle. And I was actually waiting for their ginger and vinegar kampung chicken with rice, but they're not ready yet. So I just decided to have their soy sauce chicken first. This is what it looks like. The reason why I'm highlighting this is because Randy's soy sauce chicken is kind of like closer to the Hong Kong style, or rather it is kind of like a mix between the local and the Hong Kong style of soy sauce chicken. So the Hong Kong style is more delicate, and then the Singapore style is basically more flavor intense. So he's actually crossed the both. And actually, in fact, if you actually see him dress in the noodles, right, he puts a lighter sauce and a darker sauce, and then he combines the both, you see. But actually, it is good, because the end result is actually incredibly well balanced. Okay, so trying the chicken first. Nicely poached. But first, what did I order? I ordered the, you see how come in soy sauce chicken noodles, $5. He asked me whether I wanted breast. I hesitated for a bit and went, okay fine, give me all breast. Because the breast tends to be a bit drier. And yes, the texture of the meat is a bit dry as compared to the bony bits, but that's quite normal. It's actually pretty damn well poached. But I have tasted places where the chicken can be a little bit softer. Here it is a bit hardier. So the sauce itself is a very light sauce. I'm not too sure whether it tastes any 5 spice powder or not, but there's obviously a soy sauce savory notes. You know, there's a hint of sweetness, and everything's very balanced, lighter than usual, but it's balanced just right, very nice. The chicken skin is flavored very, very nicely. Nice, fatty and flavored, very nice, but not salty. That's the important bit. Some places they can do it a bit too salty, you know. It's not as flavorful as, let's say, Chef Chan's one. As for portion, you can get it 3, 4 or 5. And the 5 has got a pretty substantial amount of meat. So you are definitely getting your money's worth here. Okay, all done. A very good plate of the soy chicken noodles. So now we wait for the ginger vinegar chicken. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, this is, I don't know, I had breakfast, then I had lunch. Technically it's round 3. So what did I order? I ordered $5 of ginger vinegar chicken, which is this. I really mixed it up a bit. Then I ordered some of his famous char siu. He only does it in the morning, and I don't know how he does it because it turns out really nice. Because I don't see a roaster or anything like that. So maybe he's got a small grill somewhere under the counter or something. But it's good lah, okay. And then he gave me some chili, gave me some soup, which is over here, and some of the rice, which is basically chicken rice. But first, talking about the ginger vinegar kampung chicken, which is this. It's basically the kampung chicken with minced ginger, some vinegar, some oil, and some spring onions on top, and just trying the gravy alone, right? Gingery, obviously, quite strong ginger, vinegary, but very, very lightly so. A bit of savouriness going through it, and then the spring onions lah. It's very, very captivating lah. You've got savoury and herb and sour notes in every bite. There's still kind of like a savoury flavour. It's there, but it is not so dominant that it restrains the ginger and vinegar flavours. Okay, so trying a piece. He asked me whether I wanted breast or bone. I asked for bone. So now this is one of the more unusual dishes you can get at the stall lah. Wow, amazing. So you tried the plain kampung chicken. So imagine that, but then you have the ginger and the vinegar flavors, right, enhancing it. It doesn't actually over-dominate the chicken flavor here. It's actually quite complementary. Sometimes it does get too vinegary, but I think that over the years he sort of like tamed it down, so that the chicken flavor and the vinegar flavor, they sort of like live side by side. And the tenderness of the meat, if you order the breast, it's obviously not going to be as tender. Near the bone is like, wow, it's really nice and soft. Now, you can have it with this chili sauce. It's not the same as the one which is outside the stall. This one is, he has it behind the stall lah. Savoury and sour, very spicy. Ooh. Very nice in fact. I think it will go very well with the chicken. Let me try. A bit of chicken, a bit of the chili on top, and some rice. This chili sauce actually complements the chicken, even though I thought that it would actually interfere. Basically ups the savouriness just a little bit, makes it a little bit more sour, and obviously the spice. Okay, now the char siu. It looks as though there's this like really caramelized dark sauce on top. He only makes it in the morning. It apparently is freshly roasted. He only roasts a small amount each day. And then you can choose between the lean and fatty bits. He's given me both. This is the lean bit, which doesn't look that great. When I tasted it before, it tasted wonderful. Soft, wow. Amazing. Wow. Very soft meat. Not dry at all. Okay, it's soft, but I don't taste any burnt roastiness at all. Now this is the fatty bit. Really good. Oh god. Char siu is soft. The fat like melts in your mouth. It's wonderful. Today it is amazing. Even though it looks crap, right? No, I will never doubt the fact that something which looks crap is gonna taste crap. It's amazing. The flavour itself, it's got a very sticky, savoury sweetness. Not too sweet, but there are no charred bits to speak of lah. I'm not sure how he does it. Sometimes when he has it, he put some stewed peanuts at the bottom of the plate, but he didn't today. So, but it is a nice addition when you do have it. Okay, done. I ate a lot today, right? Ji Yao Kai Mian for breakfast, ginger vinegar chicken for lunch, and a bit of char siu on the side. Whew, I'm stuffed. I'm not eating anything tonight. Okay, now, so as you can see, right, as we go through the dishes in this stall, you can tell that actually, you know, there isn't a bad dish so far. Every dish has been pretty well done. The ginger vinegar chicken is a very unusual dish. I don't think you can find it in many places. The char siu, as you saw, is wonderfully soft. It's got a sweetness, but it's got a very earthy sweetness. So there are only 2 dishes left, but they are still worth trying. One is the pork trotters in soup, and the other one is the beef with spring onions and noodles lah. Okay, so I'll see you very, very shortly in a few days. Bye bye. Okay, we're at Fragrant Sauce Chicken for the last time to try his final 2 dishes. The first one is his signature mincemeat and pork trotter bee hoon. But for some reason, he didn't put any mincemeat. I don't know why. I'm not too sure if it's supposed to come with mincemeat or not, but anyway. He's actually meant to put thick bee hoon, but he ran out, so he's put kway teow instead. And then it comes with 2 huge boiled pork trotters, which he cut up, some taugeh, some spring onions, and soup. The other one is this, which is kind of similar to the nao lam min. It's basically just blanched beef with a bit of sauce and noodles. Ignore the suyo over there, because he gave me just to try lah, okay? He said it's very good, please try. So I said, okay, fine, I will try. So there you go, that's what it looks like. Alright, pretty meaty. It's got a nice chew, not hard, a bit of moisture, and it's cut quite big. Now for the all-important crispy skin. Crispy. Okay, next. I'll just talk very, very quickly about this. Because this dish is nice, the stewed beef with spring onion, but it's not what I call the main reason to come here, you know. It is one of those dishes where, since you're here, you might as well order it, you know, and it's nice. But you wouldn't travel half across Singapore to eat it, lah. So trying a bit, just trying the beef. Very nice and tender. Now the beef is nice, but it's got that tenderizer feel to it, lah. Some people like it, some people don't mind it. Some people absolutely hate it. I'm okay with it, but I would prefer not to have it, lah. And the sauce is a different sauce from the nao lam min. It's like a very light soya gravy, lah. Rounded, slightly savory. Quite nice actually. The noodles is the same Hong Kong noodles as all his noodle dishes. Bitey, chewy. Will make for a good lunch meal. $3.50 only. Very lightly savory, very comforting. So this stewed beef is pretty straightforward. Now for the main highlight, which is their signature pig trotter bee hoon soup. Well, it's not bee hoon, but anyway. First trying the soup. Okay, see what the big deal is. Very comforting soup. And the pig's trotter. Wow, very soft. Wow, meltony soft skin and fat. The meat is very soft as well. The meat is seasoned, so it's not just plain. It's a very clean, comforting dish. There's lots of additional pig skin which he added inside. He sliced it and then he put it inside as well. Taugeh to give it some crunch. You know. Okay. The pork trotter, he will ask you whether you want it sliced up or not. If you do, then he'll chop it up into smaller pieces. If not, then it'll just come as 2 huge pieces. And then you just eat it with your teeth, I guess. Sometimes he might not add as much soup as you want in the pig's trotter bee hoon soup dish. Just ask him to top it up or go back to the store to actually get additional soup. He won't mind. Okay, done. I'm not going to finish up everything because I already had breakfast. I was reviewing another fishball noodle place, and so I'm actually a bit full. These 2 dishes are not dishes I would say you travel half across Singapore to try. But if you happen to work in the area, the pig's trotter, the bee hoon soup is a very good option. The stewed beef is alright. It's a reasonable dish, but it's something which you order on the side lah, you know. It's not the main thing. The main highlights at the stall is obviously the kampung chicken, the 2 kampung chicken dishes, the Nam Yue pig's trotters, the Nao Lam beef, which is the beef brisket, which is absolutely amazingly divine. So those are the 4 things lah. The worth a try here is a char siu, and the suyo is alright. It's actually not bad. So that was a short look at fragrant sauce, chicken and noodle. One of the few stalls where almost every dish hits, and there's something to look forward to in almost every dish, which is pretty commendable lah, you know. Most stalls are only known for like one dish or like 2 dishes maximum. So the fact that there is like 5 or 6 dishes where it is pretty extraordinary, right, is saying something lah. And it's all thanks to this one man, Randy Say. So, thanks for watching another episode of Great Speed Eats, where I eat through the whole of Singapore. If you like this episode, Give it a like, subscribe, comment below, share it with your friends, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye. You like my new t-shirt? My wife chose it. She's very proud of it.